And now on Trevor 1, the huge Group F clash between Portugal and Germany. Presented by Trev Lynam, it's Euro 2020 Live.
Shot himself, it's in!
Yes! Hansen!
75, they've got a goal here.
Goal! Back to lead!
Good evening and welcome back to the Group of Death here at Euro 2020. Tonight our live game is Portugal versus Germany. That's coming up very shortly. Watching the action with me tonight is Trevor Hansen and Trevor Lineker of what should be a fantastic night's football. But first, let's bring you action of what took place at the Emirates Stadium this evening. France took on Kosovo. Your commentator is Trevor Gubber.
Free corner to France. Griezmann takes to Pavard. Pavard into the penalty area for Mbappe. Turns away. Mbappe shoots. Mbappe has scored. France take the lead. He's killing Mbappe with the goal. Wonderful goal from Kylian Mbappe. And France are in the lead. Wonderful goal from Kylian Mbappe. The short corner from Antoine Griezmann into Benjamin Pavard. Who then rolled it into Mbappe, who turned his man well and fired beyond the keeper. The keeper had no chance, and France take a lead by a goal to nil. Just look at the way it turns. Keeper going one way, and then he couldn't get back across to save that, and France lead by a goal to nil. Matuidi on for Mbappe into the second half as Griezmann now picks up. Mbappe back to Griezmann. Benjamin Pavard pushing towards Kylian Mbappe. It's 2-0. The Kosovo defence picked him up there, and Kylian Mbappe has doubled France's lead just 30 odd seconds into the second half. And Trev Lynam enjoyed that one in the back. And I think the French fans enjoyed that one as well. Wonderful ball out wide to Pavard, and that's a superb header by Kylian Mbappe. It was Griezmann with the pass out wide to Pavard, and a superb cross from Benjamin Pavard onto the head of Kylian Mbappe, who couldn't miss really. France lead 2-0. France coming forward again. Mbappe, 65 minutes gone here. Lovely written from Mbappe, feeds it through to Antoine Griezmann. It's 3-0. Antoine Griezmann with the goal. Mbappe's already scored 2 now, and he's got an assist as well. Lovely work. Wonderful ball up to Kylian Mbappe, who did really well to play through. Griezmann ran onto it, and a sublime finish from Antoine Griezmann. That's why France is so lethal in these tournaments. Wonderful ball outside of his right foot, and then back and Griezmann finishes first time. France 3, Kosovo 0. Kosovo come forward now. Lineker to Bernard Selena. Selena turns. Selena shoots. And Selena has scored. Portugal got the leads. And Kosovo surely can't come back now, can they? Selena with the goal. Lineker will play this part in now. Luis trying to gear up his boys. There was lost concentration for a moment there, and Selena played his part in that goal as well. Selena takes leads the celebrations after his goals, doing well. Selena played it through, and a wonderful turn from Selena. Selena, should I say, with fast beyond Hugo Luis. Luis had no chance. What were the France defenders doing there? They just stood off him. Lame turn did him to take the glove was. Lame turn. And he found it beyond Hugo Luis. France 3, Kosovo 1. Free kick to France now. And to tip towards Dembele. Matuidi. Antoine Griezmann. Turns, shoots. It's 4-1. And just like that, the 3-goal cushion is back. For France, 2 from Griezmann, 2 from Mbappe for France. Zelina just with one consolation there for Kosovo, could it be? With France lead 4-1 at the moment here at the Emirates Stadium. Wonderful free kick from MOTD onto the chest of Dembele, onto Matuidi, plays it to Griezmann, who takes a touch and then fires it beyond the keeper. The keeper has no chance, and France are surely on the way with this now. Lovely turn and a fantastic finish into the bottom corner. Griezmann with his second. It's France 4, Kosovo 1. Free kick to France now, 71 minutes gone here. Griezmann stood over it. Antoine Griezmann! Oh, it's an hat-trick for Griezmann! What a free kick that is! What a free kick that is from Antoine Griezmann. Superb goal from Antoine Griezmann. And France have a 4-goal lead in this game for the first time. Superb free kick. Top corner, nothing the keeper could do about that one. The keeper was getting nowhere near that. Even if there were 2 keepers in there, none of them would have saved that. A sublime free kick. Top corner stuff. And top quality stuff as well from Antoine Griezmann. And a 5-star performance so far from France. Cully to Zelina, the goal scorer, but Pavard picks up. He's away to Selena. Mishka coming through, it's 5 minutes at a time. Mercury's in there. And McHugh's pulling the goal back. McHugh with the goal today. It's France 5, Kosovo 2. And the French must have just switched off there. Says we went into extra time. Or just the added time, should I say. And the ball up. They'll give the ball away to Selena. He plays it through to the first goal scores, tees it up. And he slaps Selena with the ball through to him. And a fantastic finish from Lineker to make it France 5, Kosovo 2. Surely there can be no way back for it. Well, actually set him up actually. It's France 5, Kosovo 2. Pavard. Towards Mbappe. Lineker. Under pressure and can't tell it back. Lacazette. Alex Lacazette off the post. So looking for and almost a 6th there for France. Matuidi wins it back. Griezmann. Mbappe. And that trick. Shot save. Griezmann. It's his 4th today. Antoine Griezmann has 4. And France 5, Kosovo 2. 4-1 at the Emirates Stadium. France 5, Kosovo 2. 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 France 5, Unbelievable! France 6, Kosovo 2. If this leave will form in front of goal, don't give them that much space. And 20 winning back well. Mbappe's shot was saved. Comes back out, Griezmann on the rebound. Follows it up. It's France 6, Kosovo 2. Look at this. For a shot from Mbappe. Fantastic stop. And the defenders didn't react quickest. It was Griezmann who did. The keeper only waste. Defence didn't help him out there. And there goes the full time whistle. It's France 6, Kosovo 2. And a 6-star performance from France. 6 of the best. Griezmann with 4 of them. And Mbappe with 2. And France continue their march here at Euro 2020 here at the Emirates Stadium. Our 5-minute players clapping the fans as they make their way off to finish France 6, Kosovo 2.
Well, Trevor, France have booked their way into the knockout stages, and would you say they're the tournament favourites thus far? It'd be hard to disagree. I think the way in which France are playing and the talent they've got, finalists in the last championship, World Cup winners, I think they're going to be a really difficult team to beat. I probably see 2 or 3 other sides capable of matching them at the moment. I think you've got to put Belgium in there and what we've seen. I think you have to include England perhaps in that conversation. And they look to be the top 3, I think, for this championship so far. Trevor, what about yourself? Would you consider Portugal as well? That we're going to see them in action, in Germany as those contenders for these championships? I think Portugal. I think they've got a shout. I'm not sure about Germany. I think there are vulnerabilities, particularly them defensively, that's going to impact them in this tournament, I believe. Right, chaps, predictions for tonight's game. Who's going to win? I'm going to go Portugal. I think they've just got too much for Germany to handle at the moment. Me too. I'd probably go for Portugal. I think Germany aren't the force they once were, and I think this Portuguese side are good enough to beat them. Okay, let's go to our match commentator for tonight's game. It's Portugal versus Germany at Old Trafford. And watching this one for us is Trevor Motson.
Thank you, Trevor. Good evening, everybody. Aren't you settled at home for this critical Group F game? France already winning against Kosovo 6-2. The pressure really on the Germans tonight. Portugal already a win under their belt. And before this critical Group F game, folks, we stand with the 2 national anthems. Let's have a look at the 2 lineups as we can read commentary. For the starting lineup for Portugal playing England, 2 for Wolverhampton, Patricio Neves, Fernandes of Manchester City, and Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva of Manchester City and Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United. As for Germany, they're going with a 3-4-3 formation with Timo Werner, the main striker, with Brandt and Gnabry supporting him on both left and right flanks. Royce will play on the left-hand side of midfield. And we're all set to go then. Ronaldo, of course, for Portugal winning his 166th cap tonight. Leads his team into battle against the Germany side, bruised and beaten 4-2 in the first match against the French. which you saw live here on Trevor Sports. Portugal in red attacking the goal to our right, and already Fernandes is through already in the first seconds and forces the first corner of the game. Well, Germany were almost carved apart here by some incisive Portuguese play. Ronaldo involved inevitably, and Bruno Fernandes, who plays his club football here at Manchester United, almost opening the scoring. Bernardo Silva plays for City, shot to Semedo from the corner, headed away. Now can Timo Werner, who's Chelsea bound, take possession? Yes, he can. Finds Serge Gnabry, who's had such a good season with Bayern Munich. Scored 4 goals against Tottenham Hotspur in a I think it was an 8-2 drubbing in one of the Champions League games back late last year. Former Arsenal youngster, had a spell at West Bromwich Albion, of course. So he knows English football pretty well, Serge Gnabry. Most of his success has come in German football. As Manuel Neuer gets his first touch of the ball. This is Tar now, the number 5. Royce. He's had a stellar career. Of course, a few veterans from that World Cup winning 2014. Neuer and Hummels, certainly 2 of those. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Here comes the Manchester United man, Semedo, who's going to be key on this right-hand side tonight. William, Bernardo. It's Bernardo Silva, Piero. Good ball in there, looking towards Ronaldo, the captain, who's winning his 166th game tonight. Meanwhile, there's a 3-kick given right on the edge of the box. Ronaldo reckons it's a penalty. Now, if he did trip him on the line, then the referee should give a penalty here. But a free kick has been awarded, and it's right on the edge. It must be an inch or so. Oh, I tell you what, I think that's a penalty. I think that's just inside the box. I think the referee's got that one just wrong. So Ronaldo here lines up the free kick right on the edge of the day, right on the edge of the area, inside the day, and it's deflected over. But I feel that should have been a penalty to Portugal. From the replay I saw, it looked inside. A bit of controversy here at the start of a critical game here in Group F of the European Championships of 2020. But it's Fernandes with a Portuguese corner. It's left in there. Ronaldo was up there at the far post. It's been nodded away, and here's Timo Werner, who's scored great goals with regularity for his former club, or soon-to-be former club, Red Bull Leipzig. Put in a request to leave, and they accepted a big bid from Frank Lampard and his Chelsea side, and we look forward to seeing him pitting his wits against the Premier League elite next season in a Chelsea shirt. This is Kimmich. Kroos. And he goes forward, and that's a foul. That's a foul. The 2 number 8s colliding here. Fernandes fouling Kroos this time. I think that's going to be a real battle between the 2 number 8s, the 2 opposite numbers. That's definitely a foul. There's no doubt about it. He sent Kroos crashing down to the ground. And it's a free kick in a very dangerous position, this. As far as Portugal are concerned defensively, because Kroos can hit a free kick, there's no doubt about that. Patricio will be on red alert here. Kroos, good save by Patricio, and yes, he was on red alert. Great piece of goalkeeping, and the Portuguese somehow get possession here with Diaz. And Pepe gets it forward, and Neves. William hitting a crossfield ball which finds Semedo beautifully. 1 ball over the top towards Ronaldo. Cut out there by Tar, the defender for Germany. But here comes Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo knows him before the grass, a former Man United player for 7 years. Talking to Sir Alex Ferguson before the game, and he was saying how well he nurtured Ronaldo in his 7 years and turned him into the player that's one of the best players in the world that it has been, there has ever been, certainly in this era, for a decade or more. Meanwhile, Germany on the break here with Draxler. Good skills here. Gnabry. Shot was blocked. It will come for Josh Kimmich here. Kroos in support. Kroos! Oh, yes! It's Toni Kroos! It's a goal that the Germans would describe it as Buschbrunder technique. Tony Kroos with a big goal for Germany here in Group F. And how critical could that goal prove to be if they hang on to win the game? It's a game they really need to win. And it's a step back for Portugal, who were so rampant against the Kosovans earlier on in the tournament. The Kroos gave the Portuguese a bit of a warning, a man of the two are back with a free kick, but this was just unstoppable. Nothing that Rui Patricio could do about it in the Portugal goal here. The shot was just too good. Right foot, bang, in off the crossbar. 1-0 for the Germans. And they celebrate in great style here at Old Trafford. Remember, they were based here for Euro 96 and they played 4 of the 6 games they had to play there at Old Trafford, and I think they won every one of them. In fact, I think they drew one against Italy. They beat the Czech Republic and beat Russia as well, if I remember, 24 years ago. Then went to Wembley to play England, and the rest was history. They won the tournament. Should have lost against England that night, if I remember, but there we go. All in the past now. Well, they're in the lead here in a game they must win. Remember, Joachim Löw's side were dumped out of the World Cup 2 years ago by finishing bottom of the group, I think. They were beaten by South Korea, which put them out after the first round. Remember, the top 3 go through to the last 16 space. Like the old World Cup group phases of 1990 and 1994, where third place teams can go through. So even if Germany lose, it's not quite all over, because they've got Kosovo to come in the last game. And Kosovo could well be out of it anyway with a -7 goal difference, because they were beaten 6-2 by the French this afternoon. They'd already lost 3-0 here, as I said, against Portugal. João Felix scored a couple. Ronaldo the other sublime free kick, of course, which really lit up Old Trafford that afternoon. And it was a pleasure to be in the commentary box for Trevor Sports to watch that happen. And I'm in a nice privileged spot here in the gantry in the Bobby Charlton stand to watch another great game take place in front of my very eyes for Trevor Sports, because we saw a great game at the London Stadium between the Netherlands and the Austrians the other day, and now the other evening, and now we're on a nice pleasant summer's evening, we're watching another classic take place in front of our eyes. Here's Julian Draxler, 17 minutes gone, live on Treble 1, and it's Portugal 0, Germany 1. The holders behind, the ball played in there towards Kimmich, and well held by Patricio. Well, it's certainly been a first half to remember, as Patricio of Wolves kicks forward now. Ronaldo winning his 166th cap will want to inspire the Portuguese side to great things here. This is Vieira, he's behind Felix as well. This is Werner to Gnabry. Oh, nice turn from Gnabry, but he ran out of steam there and lost possession. Now then, Bernardo Silva. Guerrero. Good cross. Ronaldo waiting, and good defending there by Hummels. Still not away yet. Fernandes. Still Bruno Fernandes. Good save. That's better from Portugal. They've started slowly. Semedo couldn't keep the ball in play, by the way. It's a throw to Germany, but that's more like it's been slow and Turkey. It's been slow going for the Portuguese, but they've got into the game now and starting just slowly away to come to the party. Here's Bruno Fernandes to Ruben Neves of Wolves. The 2 Wolves players in the starting 11 for Portugal tonight. And that's a good ball in there. It's Felix! Oh, it's a beauty! Scored a couple of crackers in the first game against Kosovo and scores another tonight. That's his 3rd goal in the competition thus far. And will be challenging the likes of Harry Kane at the top of the goal scoring charts for the Golden Boot. And there's the scoreline, as it quite clearly says on screen. 1-1. And a great comeback by Portugal. Great comeback by Fernando Santos' side. The holders of the European Championships showing why there will be a difficult obstacle for teams in this competition as the tournament wears on. Not such great German defending. They didn't defend well, the Germans, with their usual efficiency here. Look at that. You give João Felix half a yard. Well, even more than that, as he proved there. 1 to 2 yards. He will punish. And he did just that easily. So we're coming up to the halfway mark of the first half. And it's all square. 1-1. Royce. Tar. Ginter. Kimmich. Right, so over to you now, Germany. The question's been asked now. Can you respond again? Werner. Brandt. Back to Patricio once again. Well, it's been a game full of non-stop incident, and that's well put up by Jonathan Tah there. That's João Felix's third goal in the tournament this so far. This is Draxler, and he's cancelled out that early goal from Toni Kroos, which is a goal, as I said, of first bond technique. And also pick up the loose ball here. And once again, Inter, nice ball there. You can find Julian Brandt, and he can. There wasn't a great control with the chest, and here come the Portuguese again, and they look so brilliant now. They're playing with confidence. Semedo's in a lot of space, but there's no support in the middle, and in the end Semedo's cross was quite aimless really, but he might have just won his team a throw there, which I think under the circumstances was probably the best thing he could have done really, in retrospect. Here's Fernandes again now from the throw. And Felix. Oh, he's lost possession here. And here's Serge Gnabry, who's really come to the party in the last year or two in Bayern Munich colours. Timo Werner trying away from Pepe. Now Gnabry. Josh Kimmich. Nice ball to Marco Reus. Kroos, who scored Germany's opening goal. Brandt. Oh, he's lost it. Ruben Neves used his strength well. Good ball as well. Cool under pressure as well. And here's Ronaldo. But he's dispossessed. So often we see Ronaldo with his quality and skill on the ball dispossessed so easily like that. And here's Werner. Chance. Oh, good save, Patricio. And he hit that so well, Timo Werner. And it must have been a difficult one for the goalkeeper because it was hitting him from at least point-blank range. 7 or 8 yards or more from goal as he struck it there. And Timo Werner will be annoyed with himself there because he usually buries those chances. So he has been doing in the Bundesliga with regularity for Red Bull Leipzig this season, which has got him his big money move to Chelsea once the tournament is over. And Rui Patricio, the Wolverhampton Wanderers goalkeeper, has just made one of the saves, I believe, of the tournament. It's up there with Jordan Pickford's save from Rebic on opening night against the Croatians, which turned the game in England's favour, and because it was 1-0 to England at the time, and then obviously England went on to win comfortably by 4 goals to 0. But that was a turning point. Could that be a turning point in the game for Portugal? A positive one maybe. Here's Kroos now for Germany. Got a bit of defending to do here, the Portuguese. Here's Josh Kimmich. 32 minutes gone. 1-1 the score. Live and exclusive coverage here on Trevor Sports. Here's Draxler. Gnabry! Oh, another good save. Well, Germany there, within 3 minutes, had 2 great opportunities in an instant really to put themselves 2-1 ahead and put themselves in front for the second time tonight. But on each occasion, the brilliance of Rui Patricio has denied them that opportunity. They still have another chance here, Germany, from a corner kick. Toni Kroos, who scored that 25-yard thunderbolt early on with the corner. Fernand's header. Lynam might get to that, but here come the Portuguese, and they're very good on the counter-attack. Ronaldo. Oh, what a good ball that is. Nice side road pass. And here's Felix. It's there. And that's his fourth goal in the competition. João Felix. And Portugal have turned it around and lead 2-1. And it all came from a German corner. One ball from Ronaldo, a beautiful side roll pass. Split the defence to shreds. Look at them split down the middle. And João Felix kept his head and beat Manuel Neuer comprehensively. And this game takes another extraordinary twist. That is the value of having Ronaldo in your team, when he can play balls like that. And what about that for corners from João Felix? With the left foot. 4 goals in the European Championships for him already now, and we're only 2 games into it. And this is only the second match. Wow! Well, I thought we'd seen it all at the London Stadium the other night. I think we might be seeing a mirror image of this. One of the Germans gone in the tank now with 10 minutes of the first half to go. Joachim Löw must be tearing his hair out. All that success he's had for so many years, and he's had a few barren years really in championships. Semi-finalist 4 years ago, beaten by Antoine Griezmann's inspired French performance. And here they are now. Oh, Kimmich! Well, that should have been 2-2. Patricio furious with his defenders, because that wasn't defended properly. Poor defending that, and that should have been punished. And Joshua Kimmich can't believe he's missed that. And it was get out of jail free there for Portugal there. It was a get out of jail card there for them. And it still remains 2-1. Semedo. Bernardo Silva. I've got a funny feeling that we're not going to see the last of the goal scoring in this game. That's a good ball. Felix looking for a hat-trick in his 5th goal in the competition thus far. And he's certainly one of the challenges with the golden boot. Bruno Fernandes going forward. Bernardo Silva. Play on, says the referee. And I have to say the referee's giving it every chance to flow. Semedo. Well, Portugal have shown their famous fighting spirit. I tell you what, for a talented team of great individuals, they do play for each other. There's no doubt about that. Fernando Santos will always believe in that mantra, and it's proving its worth here. And they're playing with real confidence now. As a side, they're fitting a 2-1 advantage. This is Semedo. No foul. It was a good shoulder charge there by Royce. Now Brandt. Timo Werner. Can the Germans produce a moment of brilliance now in the next 5 minutes? To get the score back to 2-2, it will give them a lot of confidence and a lot more impetus to see if they could do that. Otherwise, Joachim Löw has got a big 15 minutes ahead of him. Can Brandt do so? That's a decent cross, and the goalkeeper a little bit at sea there, but he got away with it. The punch wasn't the most convincing of punches. Now Ronaldo. And again. And that's a nice ball from Ronaldo. He knows what to do, playing into acres of space where he hopes that colleagues will be there, and Semedo certainly was, but he's lost possession to Jonathan Tah. 2 minutes to go to half time. In a real cracker of a game here, crackerjack of a game. Wednesday for the lights down on the London South Bank to chew over the fact that we've at half time. As we go to the final minute here in Manchester. Manchester United's Old Trafford Stadium. And here's Gnabry. Good ball in there. Can Brandt get on the end of this? No, he can't. But he'll keep it alive here. Had to hurdle a challenge to get there. And the Germans get a throw. 2 added minutes at the end of the first half. And in fact, I think it's been given the other way to Portugal. It has. Well, it's been a first half of non-stop incident. Tremendous goal from Tony Cruz, putting the Germans ahead, and then a brace from João Felix, his third and fourth goals in the competition. Have certainly put the Germans on the back foot, and it will need a big half-time team talk. One gets the feeling from Joachim Löw as Germany win a free kick to try and get back into this game. But one thing I will say about the Portuguese, with the talent they've got and the individual brilliance they have, they play as a team, they fight as a team, and they play for each other as a team. And that has been in display more than ever tonight. They were ruthless against the Kosovans, I thought, the other day, but they've had to use a lot of spirit here against a very good German side. As we go into the last seconds of the first half, ball's lost. And there goes the whistle, so what a game. Cruz with the opening goal, a tremendous goal after 11 minutes. Then Felix equalised to 22, and then 10 minutes from half-time puts Portugal into a 2-1 lead. That's the score at half-time, and back to London.
Well, half-time in that one, chaps. It's a 2-1 lead for Portugal, and what has been a thoroughly entertaining game thus far. Well, the standard of defending in this tournament has been diabolical, but it's making for great football, so long may it continue from my standpoint. But cracking stuff, really, really enjoyable. Both sides going for it, attacking one another. It's a really, really, really good game thus far. It's a good game, but I think Portugal could be well out of sight. I think the way in which they are able to manipulate the ball in attacking areas is far exceeding anything Germany can do, and I think Portugal should be favourites to score a few more, I think, in the second half. Well, then let's have a look at the action in that first half. Cristiano Ronaldo had an early free kick, which was well deflected. Yeah, and I think it was, of course, the game. It was a couple of free kicks that made the difference. That one, of course, saved by Tony Cruz, and of course, Tony Cruz getting the opening goal. If we have a look at this, though, this is just an outstanding goal. This is up there with one of the goals of the tournament thus far. His first touch is excellent. His second is just completely world class. Yeah, there's not much you can say than that. Is just a fantastic goal. There's not much really you can do about that. Bruno Fernandes looked lively on his home ground. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, a couple of chances. This is probably one of his better ones that he made. He looked really, really lively for Portugal in this game. But Portugal did get themselves backed into it, Trevor. Yeah, and in the end it just showed the poor defending from Germany, because João Felix has allowed far too much time to turn, gets onto his left foot and picks a spot. That pass should have been cut out to him a long time ago. Timo Werner has been kept quiet, but this should have scored, absolutely should have scored. That is a bad miss. First time, and he volleys it straight at Patricio. That's just poor, in my opinion. Serge Gnabry was also presented with a golden chance, and somehow Patricio has saved that again. So again, Germany should have scored that, and he's hit it straight at the keeper, which I find bizarre from that situation. And then Ronaldo with his beautiful pass through to João Felix, who just waits and waits and waits and picks a spot, and that is just a magnificent finish. And it's sort of the apprentice being put through by the master for Portugal. That's why they lead. But look at this pass by Ronaldo, just to rub it in, looks completely the wrong way, and then runs a perfect pass through the middle. João Felix sets himself, able to get past Ginter, and Hummel's left foot right past Neuer. And Germany again did produce one more chance. Joshua Kimmich again, that should have been a goal, and I guess it's the story of Germany's half. They just haven't been as clinical as we've come to expect over the years. Well, second half to come from Old Trafford. Back to Trevor Motson.
Thanks, Trevor. Welcome back, everybody, to Manchester as the game gets underway here at Old Trafford. It's a big 45 minutes, as the boys were saying, down in London for the Germans. And if you joined us live here on Trevor Sports, you missed the cracker of the first half. Bruce putting the Germans ahead from a 25-yard thunderbolt off the crossbar after 11 minutes. Then 11 minutes later, Felix equalising, and then he broke away to score his second, and Portugal's second, 10 minutes before the break, and here he's on the ball immediately. Yeah, well, loses possession, but gets a throw. No, half-time substitutes for you to, for anyone who was to report to you at the break. It's as you were as regards the 2-11s. Here's Fernandes. Here's Ronaldo. Ronaldo! Good save by Neuer. That could have easily been curtains for Germany then. Ronaldo, who lit up Old Trafford superbly in their opening match, overshadowing that 2 goals from João Felix with a super free kick, almost got his 2nd goal of the tournament with a super shot, but Manuel Neuer still showing that he is world class and capable of keeping the likes of Andre ter Stegen out of the German side as the ball played in there, and it's wide, and it was João Felix again. Well, nearly goal number 5 in the tournament for him. Nice little dink cross, and Felix just didn't get the header he would have liked on the target. Just wasn't accurate enough maybe, but it's a good cross from Semedo in the first place. And Portugal, within the first 3 minutes, could have really put the Germans out of sight there and put Joachim Löw rather on the verge of unemployment. Here's Werner up. He might still save it here. Royce and Brandt. Yes, it's 2-2. Brandt has equalised, and the Germans show their fighting spirit. Julian Brandt has made it 2-2. What a smashing game here at Old Trafford tonight. Patricio couldn't keep it out, and the Portuguese have been punished for those 2 missed chances. There was the first effort, blocked, but Royce does well, keeps it alive. Brandt, good control, and then the shot. Maybe Patricio will be annoyed with himself. Could he have saved that? Could he have done better with it? Well, Brandt and the Germans will not care one jot. It's a great effort, but I think that's savable. But Brandt won't care, Germany won't care. It's 2-2. And what a game now. 5 minutes into the second half, the pace of the game has not dropped one iota. It's been ferocious from the word go here tonight. And what a way to light up a spectacularly warm but coolish sort of evening here in Manchester. A beautiful summer's evening. And it's been an enjoyable one, certainly here in Manchester. Free kick to Portugal. Well, it's a mirror image of a night or two back in the London Stadium where Austria and the Netherlands shared the spoils several times and took the lead between themselves before the Netherlands came out on top with a late goal from Ryan Babel. And are we going to see the same sort of image here in this one? Here's Felix on a hat-trick. Oh, he almost got it. A tremendous save by Manuel Neuer, showing how class a goalkeeper he really is. I have to say both goalkeepers have made top draw saves tonight. Otherwise the score possibly, and I'm not over-exaggerating it here when I say this, it could have easily been 5-5. That's how good the goalkeepers have been, even though they've been beaten twice each. Here's the corner from Silva to Semedo. Back to Bernardo Silva again. Ronaldo. Just surrounded by too many white-shirted German defenders. And wasn't able to get the shot away and test Manuel Neuer again. So it's Germany 2, Portugal 2 rather, Germany 2. 10 minutes gone live here on Trevor Sports, and if you've joined us late, where have you been? Maybe it wasn't a good idea to go shopping down the supermarket tonight because you are missing an absolute thriller minute here. Germany led, then Portugal equalised, then Portugal went in front before the break, and now Germany have equalised again through Brandt. 2 goals for João Felix. And to cancel out the opening goal, of course, scored by Toni Kroos, a 25-yard thunderbolt to get the scoring up and running. And the game still No, far from over yet. It's anybody's with 35 minutes of the game still to play. Timo Werner to Julian Draxler. Whatever happens, this is going to go down in the archives as one of the great games of the European Championships history, of course, up there with the other match we covered the other night when I again had the very fine privilege of being there for the Austrian-Netherlands game where there were 7 goals in that one. I think this one might just eclipse this for drama and the importance of it really, because if Germany lose and don't get a positive result against the Kosovans, they could be out of the tournament. This is real scary stuff we're dealing with here. High stakes drama in the European Championship Group F. And here's Bernardo Silva to Bruno Fernandes. The two Manchester United and City players combining. Ronaldo! Good save again! Neuer earning his corn. And Hummels getting a challenge in, and then the ball ricocheted away, but it's come to Guerrero. This is some game, this. Still Guerrero. Bruno Fernandes. How the 22 players are keeping up this ferocious pace, I will never know. There's a shot again, a good save by Neuer. Semedo on the rebound, and it's there! It's there! It's the captain, Cristiano Ronaldo! And it's Portugal 3, Germany 2! Ronaldo scores at Old Trafford yet again! This time from 3 yards out with a header. And it's so cruel. It's cruel justice on Neuer again, who made a magnificent save to keep Germany in it. Semedo got there on the rebound, and Ronaldo, right place, right time. 3-2 to Portugal. And that's his second goal of the competition. And Sir Alex Ferguson, I saw off camera, jump a huge leap of joy because his protégé has just scored a crucial goal for Portugal, which could put the Germans with 1 game to go well and truly on the brink here, and Joachim Low a step nearer possibly the goal queue. Here's Guerrero, crossed in and Semedo couldn't get the shot off now. Well, Germany have got to respond again. Well, half an hour to go here, and this game far from finished yet. But it's all up to the character of these efficient Germans. Traditionally efficient, but in the last tournament they weren't. They're at their efficient best. And the former World Cup winners, who last won this trophy 24 years ago here in England, ironically, have got it all to do again if they're going to avoid a first round elimination. They're not out of it after, even if they lose tonight, but they need to beat Kosovo well and hope that they don't come a cropper against Kosovo, who did put 2 past France today but lost 6 goals. But the pressure will be on the Germans in that final group game, and I think that could be a crucial game for Germany's future in this tournament. 65 minutes gone. This is Diaz to Patricio. Portugal 3-2 up, and there's a number of Germans I can see in the crowd who have got their head in their hands, cannot believe what they're seeing here. But having said that, you cannot fault Portugal's quality. They are the champions of Europe for a reason, and they've proved it time and time again tonight. And if you give any of their attacking players like Felix and Ronaldo any inch or two, they will punish you. And it's a mirror image of the score sheet for Portugal as it was against the Kosovans. Felix with 2 and Ronaldo with 1. There's 6 goals between the two of them as an attacking force in the tournament. And a partnership to be feared. And meanwhile, Brandt has been spoken to by the referee. Came in from the side, despite the fact that he got the ball, he was penalised. And Cancelo has come on to play Firmino, so Cancelo comes on. Plays his football, of course, for Manchester City. And Even Pep Guardiola's in the crowd to take a look at one or two of his City charges as well. So Alex Ferguson will be happy about one of his former proteges. And he groomed into a tremendously gifted footballer, and has absolutely stolen the show again tonight, along with João Felix. And here's Felix on the ball looking for the hat-trick, and he almost got it. And what's Neuer doing? Well, he should have picked that up. And you'd have to say he's got away with that, the German goalkeeper. That was a real risk for the German captain to take there, because he didn't hold the ball well and should have picked that up, but he allowed the German defender to get there. That was a dangerous play. At the other end we got Gnabry. His shot was tame, it was easily blocked. And now Ruben Neves of Wolves. So Ronaldo, who now plays his football for Juventus via Real Madrid since leaving Manchester United. He's won 3 championships, different championships in 3 different countries. Premier League here with Manchester United several times, La Liga several times in Spain, and the European Cup, of course, that went with Manchester United. And he's won the Scudetto with Juventus as well. And they did lose the Italian Cup final to Napoli. So he has finished runner-up on a couple of occasions since being in Italy. He's yet to win the Champions League with Juventus. Here's William. Guerrero making a fantastic run. And the ball in there, Ronaldo! Good save, Ronaldo again, and Felix! In fact, I think it might have been Felix who had the first header as well. Let's have a look at it again on replay. No, it was in fact almost an own goal. And Felix almost took it away, the rebound. It was towards Ronaldo, I think, initially. And João Felix couldn't take the opportunity on offer. In fact, it was Greg German defending, as it turned out. Rui has replaced Guerrero. Havertz has replaced the quite frankly disappointing Thibaut Burnley. Werner, and Schultz has replaced Gnabry. And Kai Havertz gets his first touch immediately. And then a dangerous ball back to Ginter. Now then Kroos to Royce. That's poor from Marco Royce. Really sloppy piece of play. This is Ronaldo. Good turn, Ronaldo! Oh! That was just pure genius! And this man has been a pure genius for a decade or more, and Alex Ferguson, I've just seen off camera, he's applauding that goal. He's up on his feet, the 77-year-old former manager of Manchester United, because his former protege has just scored one of the goals of the group stage. And that could be a very big blow for Germany's hopes of going through to the last 16. Turn, shot, goal, bang! Oh, we saw him score a sumptuous free kick in the game against Kosovo, but my word, I think this has topped it. Oh, that's why he's one of the world's best, along with Lionel Messi. That's why he wins several Ballon d'Ors year in, year out. And Portugal with a Corona that surely now have put this game to bed and put Germany in big trouble here in Group F. And Portugal and France will go to 6 points each, because they've got 2 wins apiece here, should it stay the same. Oh my word. Going to Saber. And here's Felix. Got a deflection, it's a corner. There's the deflection, and it took it over the goalkeeper's head. Comes the corner. Pepe to William. To Neves. Felix. It's all Portugal now. As they go through the motions, and if they can just keep possession and not do anything daft, they'll bring about a very good victory over the Germans, who are now in real desperate strife. Schultz. Kai Havertz. Schultz again. Havertz. They need 2 goals in 10 minutes, the Germans, which will put them off the mark, but it's a free kick to Germany. Oh, it's a free kick, maybe. Is it against the Germans here? I think it might be a free kick to Portugal, you know. Draxler being spoken to by the referee. Yeah, Carlos William. That's what happened. Free kick to Portugal, who've got 10 minutes just to see it through. And surely be in the last 16 comfortably. And then it's a shootout between them and France, really, in a few days' time to see who wins Group F. Both will have 6 points each. Into getting that one away, Draxler. Now then, Kai Havertz. And the Germans come up with something here. Schultz now for Germany. And that's a foul. Free kick to Germany. So Schultz was the man who was tripped. Although I must say, there was a touch harsh there against the Portuguese defender. And can Kroos come up with another bit of magic here to pull it back to 4-3? He's tried to float one in there. Maybe the shot might have been his better bet, really. It was a poor floated 3 kick. Now what's happened here? The referee wants a word with someone here, and it's a 3 kick to Portugal, which will frustrate the Germans a bit more here. Ronaldo was the man fouled, and he was, wow, he clattered there, wasn't he? I don't think there was much doubt about that one. 7.5 minutes to go. And there's a lot of German faces here inside Old Trafford. Cancelo now, the Manchester City man, in towards Ronaldo, who's now looking for his hat-trick, and it's 7 goals in fact between Ronaldo and João Felix as a duo, and the most fierce strike partnership, I believe, in the championship thus far. With almost 2 games gone in each group. They've certainly played some delightful stuff, and it's been a joy to be present to watch the 2 games I've seen Portugal, and look at the way they've attacked and scored some magnificent goals. They've really come alive here. The holders, they haven't been burdened by the fact that they are the holders of the tournament. They've really got on with the job in hand, even when they were behind early doors to Toni Kroos. They looked very composed, didn't panic, and have got themselves a very good lead here by 4 goals to 2. Kai Havertz. Just a question of going through the Welshers now. Portugal now, if they just keep possession for the 4 minutes or so that are remaining, then victory is theirs. They move joint up with the French on 6 points. That winner take with that group, with the leadership shootout to come in a few days from now. This is Kai Havertz. And Germany forced a dramatic rate surge here. They need 2 goals, remember. And how crucial a point could that, they could get a point, could that prove to be if they could get it, of course. Schultz was in there, but he wasn't found. Looking low, cutting a forlorn figure. Below me down on the touchline. Here's Havertz. And he goes down. Referee Johnny on the spot says free kick. Germany haven't got much time to position here. They need to get on with it quickly. Havertz, the man fouled. Bruce might fancy this. He does. And it's again in. Well, Patricio has made some smart saves tonight. Well, that wasn't one of his smarter moments. And Germany have hope again. Cruz gets his second goal. He's got a blockbuster to open the scoring tonight. And scores a very fortunate one there for the Germans. Another goal that, well, really, Patricio, that's the whole of the tournament from a goalkeeping perspective. Usually so dependable, certainly when playing for Wolves, but that was just poor. We'll take nothing away from Toni Kroos. Anyway, Germany have hope. With a minute plus stoppage time to find another goal and maybe force a point. An unlikely point maybe from this game. In what's been a thriller minute here at Old Trafford. Kai Havertz to Brandt. And Brandt plays it in and Patricio's there. What a finish. What a game. 400 minutes to add to the tension. Diaz. Marco Rui. Diaz again. We've played a minute of the 4. Portugal must not do anything daft now for the remaining time that's left. Otherwise they're involving themselves to blame. Germany have pulled it back to 4-3, but is it going to be enough? Is there enough time for them to force another opportunity? Schultz can't be found. Diaz intercepts. Silva. João Felix, who scored the brace himself. Well, with this man here, Ronaldo, and he goes down. That'll do. That'll do for them. Yellow card for Kroos. To the delight of everybody who's a Portuguese persuasion. There's about 65 seconds of the game to go. And Ronaldo here has done a really smart thing here. Has won his side a free kick. Inside the German half, and they'll take as much time as they possibly dare. Kroos has been booked. Here's Bruno Fernandes. He chips it in. Cancelo now loses possession, however. In fact, he's won a free kick. So that's another good bit of clever play by the Portuguese again. And Kroos will do well to keep his mouth closed at this point because he's already been booked. The last thing Germany wants is him out of the last game against Kosovo because he got himself stupidly sent off. Thankfully he stays on the field, but they've got to face a Ronaldo free kick. Wouldn't it be a moment if he could complete his hat-trick in the grandest of styles, the shot deflects over the top for a corner. It's not one of his most cavalier free kicks, Ronaldo. It was a very tame and casual run-up. 30 seconds of the game to go. Well, it's ebbed and flowed again. It's almost a mirror image of what we saw at the London Stadium between Austria and the Netherlands, where it just went to and flowing. But Germany are on the brink of elimination here if they're not careful. Seconds remaining and Portugal quite happy to keep the ball deep in Germany's territory. Germany win the ball back, but they've surely not got much time. They haven't got any time. Portugal have won it, 4-3. Kroos put the Germans ahead, then Felix with 2 goals to put Portugal 2-1 up at half-time, then Brandt equalised, then Ronaldo with 2 goals. Kroos pulled one back, but it's Portugal who win 4-3. And what now for the Germans, who are now on the brink of elimination if they don't beat Kosovo in a few days' time. And it's back to the guys in London in the studio. Portugal 4, Germany 3.
Safe to say we've seen another absolute classic. Portugal winners by 4-3. Trevor, my word, what a second half that was in the end. Oh, it was an outstanding game. I think both sides attacking prowess was on show. I don't want to go through the defensive mistakes, to be honest. This just appreciate really, really good game between two top quality international sides. And Trevor, now it's all on Germany. They have to win against Kosovo, or vice versa, or they're out. Yeah, I think Germany will beat Kosovo. It's hard to see them not losing that game. But I don't think they'll go particularly far in the tournament. I think they've really struggled in this game defensively. I said at the beginning of the game, and I think they're going to struggle the rest of the tournament, really. Well, let's have a look at the second half, and maybe we can sort of see where they did struggle. They didn't straight away because they got them sort of straight back into it. Yeah, it's a good bit of control this is by Julian Brandt. Michael Royce's pass wasn't the best, but he takes it down really well. It's a fine finish and a 2 apiece. You say to yourself, absolutely game on. But this is what I mean with Germany here. Hummels is too far away from João Felix, and there he is. His shot is saved. It's comfortable for Neuer, but shouldn't have had those chances. And then Ronaldo, again, back against Jonathan Tah, able to back into him and turn and shoot. And then in the end, Portugal did get the breakthrough. Yeah, it's good little thinking by Semedo to react quickly. Nelson Semedo, the Barcelona man, and he just crosses it quickly to Ronaldo, who's on the 6-yard box, and then the lead is theirs. And then I think Germany really struggled. They can't seem to pick up João Felix. Again, more space and more time than you'd have thought any player on the pitch, and that's what he was given. And I guess where Germany were trying to muck Ronaldo so heavily, they left other players sort of free. This should have been a goal. Gnabry was 3, almost lackadaisical in the way in which he turns in that position. And then effort is stopped, and João Felix tries to hit it. If he hits it on his left foot, just lesson for all these youngsters watching, you need to have a good, a weaker foot, whether it's your left or your right, because then you'll be able to take chances like that first time. Then Cristiano Ronaldo got his second goal. He loves scoring at the Stretford end in this tournament. And again, it's a similar problem to Germany's had before. They've allowed Ronaldo to turn, and he finishes for them, for Portugal, quite comfortably. But look at this, it's Hummels again who is marking him, and he's just allowed him to turn, and it's Hummels who's been at fault. Reminds me, Hummels, a little bit of Matthias, perhaps, towards the end of his career. Yeah, I think Hummels isn't quite as sharp as we'd come to expect, and it's leaving holes in the German defence. He's got the experience, as if the brain's running, but the mind, the legs aren't quite following the mind at the moment. And this is another scenario where Hummels is nowhere near, and Jonathan Tah does come in and does make a good block. And then a goalkeeping blunder put Germany back into it. Patricio will go to bed at night, and he'll be pleased his side had a 2-goal lead. But that is about as poor a goalkeeping mistake as I think we've seen. And Ronaldo nearly wraps it up at the end. Well, my thanks tonight to Trevor and Trevor for joining us on what has been another momentous occasion in Euro 2020. We've got the group deciders coming up, and we're going to bring you 7 games. Indeed, we'll bring you every single group stage as they happen, plus live and uninterrupted of England's final game and Scotland's final game. So stick around, because we do have some fantastic stuff coming up for you on Trevor Sports. Just make sure you've subscribed. Other than that, thank you very much, and you have yourself a lovely evening. Bye-bye.